Hi guys, so in today's video we have another walk and talk. I am at the famous park that I go to. We're gonna go to the graffiti wall to see if there's any changes, because you guys know I love that graffiti wall. I just love art. I don't like the type of graffiti where like it looks people put their gang signs up and all that. But like when it looks like art, like it's a wall, I'll show you if you don't know what I'm talking about. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I've said this before, like when my mom was alive and healthy, my mom can draw. She can draw her ass off. She used to draw murals and they were beautiful. Me, I draw like when I draw people, it's like stick figures. Figures? No. Yeah, stick figures. Anyway. I did not get that from her, but my kids can draw. I cannot. I just think it's beautiful. I don't have Nala with me because it's almost 3 o'clock and it's getting cold. If you guys can see, I'll show you a little bit. It looks like it's gonna rain. Well, it says it's calling for rain, so I didn't want to take her just in case it started raining, and then, I have her with me. Let me show you. Look how beautiful. Right there, it's so pretty. So right across there is like a park where kids can play. But then we have this. There is nobody around, which I love. I love this so much. Hence why I always carry some type of protection with me, because I get asked a lot. And lately, for some reason, this has been a big topic. So I want to just touch this subject a little bit. Okay? Wherever I go, I'm going to show you again. There usually is nobody around. That's the graffiti wall we're going to get close to. I'm going to do a full circle. Okay? I am extremely lucky where I go. There's not a lot of people. But that could also be a bad thing. Because what if somebody comes and grabs me? Who am I going to call for help? There's absolutely nobody here to call for help. If there was a group of dogs that came, what am I going to do? There's nobody here to help me. If I went to a place where there was a lot of people or even just a few people, well then yes, I would feel the need. I didn't need to have as much protection with me. Why? Because there's somebody around. I'm like, hey, help, help. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's very dumb for a woman, even a man. Because a man could be grabbed, abused, jumped, everything like that. So you should always carry protection. And protection can mean anything, like a knife. I always carry my knife around here. So if somebody comes up, I can take it and jam them right in the stomach, and hopefully I can get away. I always carry pepper spray. Because that's my first thing. If somebody isn't grabbing me, use pepper spray, if there's dogs around. I need to get bear spray, actually. But that would be the first thing, right? You don't just go to something bad, And because if something was to happen to me, the first thing people would say is, well, why is she walking alone? Not, Usually when I have Nala, I feel very safe. I still carry my knife and my pepper spray, because you just never know. Coyote comes, a bear, anything like that, like when we're on the nature trails. I mean, come on, And, but yeah, so I don't understand. And whatever I carry in my bag is legal. And I'm allowed to. Everything I do is legal. Like I said, I don't even know why I have to talk about this. Again, it's like made like, I put my bag down. I think I did it like one time when I was at the lake, and you guys know there's nobody there. And as I'm pacing, because I suffer from anxiety, and so I'm a pacer. I walk. But the whole time I'm looking, if anybody came, I would I had somebody comment, I can't believe I'm discussing this. Well, because I'm a public figure or YouTuber, I can't remember what this person said. So I'm paraphrasing. Because I say I carry protection or what have you in my bag, what if somebody sees it and they know me and I say it, so they grab my bag and then they use it or whatever? And it's like, if somebody was to grab my bag and take it, well, first of all, that's robbery. That's theft. So that's the charge they get. Anybody. And if they use whatever I have, just like if somebody took my knife off me and used it, I can't be held accountable for it because that's the stupidest thing. I mean, it's so stupid. It's like if somebody steals your car and they have an accident, or they do an armed robbery, you know, and they're using your car and you're sleeping and you don't know, are you going to be charged for it? No, the person who did it, who stole your car. You know, and then it's brought to my attention like I'm bragging. And like I said, it's so stupid. This is the last time I'm ever going to talk about this. I always say, guys, don't worry, I'm okay. Because so many of you comment like you worried about me walking by myself, because those that have been watching me know I go to places that there's nobody around. And the reason why I don't go to more public places where there's a lot of people is because I just don't feel comfortable with vlogging, you know, and I don't like vlogging people's kids. I feel like there's a piece of hair on my face. Hold on. You know what I mean? I don't like vlogging other people's kids, and yeah, I know how to blur them out and all that stuff, but it's just easier that I don't get anybody else on my vlog that doesn't want to be by accident. So that's how that is. But anyway, that's the last time I'm going to talk about that. I can't even believe I have to address this and why this is becoming such an issue. I don't know. Okay, so let's look at the graffiti wall, and then I want to talk to you about something very important, why I wanted to vlog today. So let me show you. So this is the graffiti wall. Now some people might look at this and say it's trash. I just think it's pretty. I'd rather see something like this where it's a wall and people aren't going uptown or downtown, however you say it, and destroying property. I'd rather somebody come here and do this, and I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's one of my favorite places. I used to come here as a little girl. So to see now that I'm 47, the difference, because of course they spray paint over it and all that, it's just crazy to see. And you have some over here. Gorgeous. Okay. So let's walk and talk. Oh, I have one of my new hair pieces on that I had when I went to the store. This is the straight one. This is the 14 inches. So see, it's a little bit longer. So the other one I had on must have been 12 inches. I have that on, and it matches really, really good. I think this is the 1B. Matches like perfect. Okay. So let me tell you what happened, and I want to talk about this. It gave me a reason to talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Let's just walk up in the bridge and stuff. Okay. I was making my ColourPop mystery box unboxing. It's a $20 mystery box unboxing. And you know, I always light my candles up, and I lit a candle that's behind me. It's one I got in Bath and Body Works. It's when they had the sale. It was the blueberry lemonade, or lemonade blueberry, or something like that. Sour. I don't know, something like that. It smells, I love the smell of it. And as I'm lighting it, I have one of those lighters that you plug in and charge. And it looks like a candle lighter, but some people can use it like if they smoke cigarettes or what have you, or whatever you smoke, you know. And anyway, so it was like dying. So I think I had like 1 bar left, right? And so I go to light the candle, and it's a 3-wick candle. And as I was lighting it, it was dying. So it like took forever to light 1 wick. It had this smell to it, like this, I don't know, it's like when you're trying to light a wick, but it's not lighting, and after a while you start seeing the smoke come up, and it brought back a smell when I used to get high. Okay? Now this is going to be a trigger warning. If you're watching, you have your children around or grandchildren or what have you, or this may not be something, this might be triggering. Maybe watch the next video. And it brought back, so if you don't know, my choice of drug back in the day was alcohol. Okay, I started drinking at a very young age. Addiction runs in my family, it does. My father died when I was 6, he was only 33 years old. I was 6 years old when he died. My mother had an issue. Family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, you know, it just runs in our family. So mine was alcohol, not liquor, because when I would drink liquor, I would get very nasty. Not like that type of nasty. Like, bitch, what are you looking at? You know, I'd go to a bar and, like, I just can't drink liquor. But I was a beer drinker. Coors Light, to be exact. I know. Read me to filth. It's piss beer. But I just loved it. When I was young, like, I'm talking about 18, 19, 20, young, I was maybe 125 pounds soaking wet. 5'3" and 3/4. I was skinny, like, and I could drink a 30 pack by myself. I was the type I would drink until I passed out. Okay? And nobody could tell me anything. And where I lived at that time in the projects, where I lived right across the street was a bar. So I was able to walk to the bar, you know? Anyway, sometimes when I would get really drunk, I would want more of a high. And so the next step I tried was crack cocaine. Yeah, one time I tried it and I was hooked. Now, I didn't do it every day. Even when I drank, it wasn't every day. I worked and all that, but definitely on the weekends. And then when I started having kids, when I didn't have kids, of course, you know. So like I said, I never did that like without drinking. And I didn't do that all the time. You know, like I said, alcohol was my choice of drug. And then I'm going to get more into my addiction story. But anyway, so when I lit that candle and that happened and that smell brought back a smell of when you smoke, you know, and the smell. And this is how the devil works. And right then it was like I had a short, like maybe 2-3 seconds of that high, how that was. And immediately, of course, I was like, nope, Ann. Even though it's about 30 degrees out or something like that, I'm walking. I don't even have gloves, a coat on, nothing. I'm like, get your ass out and start walking. Get your mind off of it, right? Because there's consequences, and I know that. But just for a split second, and it has been almost 20 years since I touched any of the hard stuff. Like, it's been a long time. So no matter what, addiction is addiction. And I always say I'm a recovering addict, because I never believe you're fully recovered. Right? And so, just that quick. And then I went to talk about that, you know, and it's like my journey in my life, you know, and sometimes I look like, you know, I am so blessed to have my children. Okay, you guys know I have 3 kids. My first one, I was 18, I was 19 when I had them. And I look at it now like, what a blessing. I mean, sure. I wish I had them when I was older and had my shit together, and, you know, I didn't raise them in the projects and all that type of stuff. Absolutely, of course. You know, I wish I was with the right guy and, you know, all the whole white picket fence. Of course, we all do. However, God always knows what he's doing, and kids are always a blessing. And I always say, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. And he knew that's what I needed in that time. How you doing? Hey, Flip. How are you? I thought. How you doing?
Doing that.
Good. Is that your girlfriend?
No.
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
How's your mom, Flip? I haven't seen her in a minute. How's your mom?
She just she about to retire soon, like real soon.
Yeah. Tell your mom I said hi. All right, take it easy. I used to know him when they used to live in the projects. Wow. Small world, I'm telling you, I know a lot of people. Okay, anywho, so God always knows what they're doing, what he's doing. And that's what actually, I mean, I was still doing a lot of stuff getting in trouble. And I'm not talking about drugs and all that stuff. Like, at that time, it was just drinking. But, you know, I was hanging with the wrong crowd. I was never in a gang, but I hung around people that were in a gang. So, you know, I'm still like that. You know, people looked at me, whatever. And, yeah, I did a lot of stuff that I regret. I've said this before. But you know, having him, I chilled out a lot because you have a child, right? You guys know what happened when Tyler was 6 months old. Tyler's 28 now, so that's so long ago, which made me like, I am so glad that I got, you know, all that stuff had happened. I'm not going to get into it right now. Because that had a wake-up call as far as that. And that's when I stopped hanging around people and doing stuff that I should not be doing. right? When I got pregnant with Lexi, you know, Tyler and Lexi are 5 years apart. Some of you guys know, I don't talk about it too much, but I was pregnant with twins. Lexi was the only one who survived, and I'm very thankful that she's here. Lexi, you know, she has talked about this. You know, she had ADHD. She was diagnosed at 6. They did the brainwave test. You know, all of that stuff. Like, it wasn't like a doctor or specialist just said, oh, that's what she has. I don't know as an adult, but I know as a child, to really be diagnosed, because she used to go to Children's Hospital, you have to get the brainwave test and all that. You have to test your brain waves and see if it's abnormal. Of course, hers came up abnormal. You know, and all that type of stuff. And Lexi kept me on my toes, right? Because she was so hyper, you know, I kept her in like competition cheerleading, tap dance, ballet, like everything you could think of, tennis, you know. Tyler, he was in basketball and soccer, you know. And she was my like girl. Like, I could 7 o'clock in the morning, I could be like, come on, let's go out for breakfast. She was like, okay. You know. You know, I needed her in my life, right? And then 4 years later, I have Isaiah. I'm sorry about the wind. It's very cold, but like I said, I got to get my mind today, like. And I won't know till I'm editing, so I hope it's not too bad where I can upload. So I know you're up close and personal, but that way you can hear me, because I didn't bring the microphone. Isaiah he was my miracle baby. You guys know most of the story with him when he was 3 weeks old. And he was the one who made me stop everything. Because every time when I didn't do anything with Tyler, but with Lexi and, you know, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, of course, I stopped my drinking and everything. That I just never did. Same thing with Isaiah. When I found out I was pregnant, I was like 3 or 4 weeks. When I found out I was pregnant, stopped drinking, drugging, everything. Well, when Isaiah was about 3 weeks old, knock on the door. That's how the devil is, right? You know, people that, you know, you may get high with. And I did. I got high. I was craving that because it was been so long, you know, that I did not get high. And so he was 3 weeks old. And I remember he's in his car seat carrier and he was crying and crying. And I was getting mad like he's effing up my high, right? I mean, I had friends, you know, like Wanda, you know, all my friends were there. You know, it wasn't like he was there by himself downstairs. Like there was people there not doing anything. I was upstairs with my friend, you know, whatever, doesn't matter. And from that day forward, the guilt that I had, because I stopped as soon as he was crying and stuff. I mean, I didn't continue to keep doing that. I thought, what are you doing, Ann? What are you doing? And that's the day I never touched a drug again, ever. And it's been what? Isaiah's 19, almost, you know, almost 20 years. And so I am so thankful to have Isaiah, because that's you know what I'm saying? It's like God put certain things in my life for a reason, and I believe that for everybody. God always puts things in people, places, things in your life. And some people, even like friendships or relationships, they may not be for a lifetime. Maybe it's for a reason or a season, right? There's always a reason why, and it may not be long term. It's not supposed to be long term, right? That's the day I was like, Ann, stop hanging with people, places, and things. And then shortly I moved. It was a different project, but I moved because I had to get my mind away from like all these people, you know, and, you know, my life changed, and I am so blessed to have my children. But the moral of the story is the point, like, even though it's been almost 20 years, like, just lighting that candle, my God, I can't believe, like, because I don't think about it. I don't want to drink. I don't think about ever getting high. So it was so weird that, like, telling you, the devil comes when you're doing good in your life. That's when the devil wants to come, you know? But that's when you have to think of your consequences. You know, like, I want to touch on this. Sometimes we judge people. We look at people like, oh, they're in the projects, or a group on the drug dealers, gang members. Because, you know, I raised my kids in the projects, and I know so many people And I know how I was, and my life changed around. You know, I know so many people can. It's like all I ever wanted, I needed, was a positive role model in my life. And instead, what I did was look for a bunch of people that I thought cared about me. I thought, oh, they care about me. And I'm such a loyal person. I'm hanging, doing dirt, doing stuff with them, thinking, oh, these people got my back. You all know how that went down, right? There are these two brothers. I'm going to share a story. There are these two brothers. I've talked about them before. When I lived in one of the projects, and they were about 10 and 11 at the time. I think they're in their 30s now. And they were getting in trouble and different things like that. And the mom had a lot of kids, and you know, she wouldn't buy him them school clothes and stuff. They were like about a year apart. People thought they were twins, but they weren't. Like a year and a half apart or something like that. And so they would get made fun of in school and stuff. So they were acting out. So I guess they were about 12 or so. They start selling drugs. Guess who told them about the drug game? Their older brother, their uncle. And they seen quick, fast money. They were able to get their school clothes, right? And then, of course, they start getting in trouble in school, get kicked out of school. You know, whatever happened. They in a gang, and when I tell you people are scared to death of these two boys, I mean, when I tell you scared to death, like, you don't want to mess with these people. I've seen them and his gang members kick in doors and go after people. I've seen, I mean, you know, you see a lot, right? But because I know them since they were little, I knew where their heart was. It's all that they knew. You start hanging around not so positive people, right? But you think that group, they're your friends, that they're loyal, right? Well, one day, one of the brothers got shot in the head. He survived. He has a metal plate and different things like that. But the one that got shot in the head, I remember, if he knew, see, people used to say, oh my God, living in the projects, that's scary, I would never. But when I lived in the projects, I felt the most safest there. Why? Projects never sleep. And as long as you're from there, people don't mess with you. They protect you. It's like if you, from a different projects, coming into a different projects, that's different. And so when they knew something was going to happen, they would knock. I know it sounds crazy now, but I'm just telling you, especially if you're not used to that lifestyle. Or if you were outside, they'd say, go in the house. Get your kids in the house. This is the brothers, right? Because they didn't want to see anything happen to kids. Like, they had that heart in them. They had a good heart. So I remember one day, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and my mom, she wasn't on hospice yet, but she was sick, you know, and I get a phone call to go over there. So I'm walking to my car, have my pocketbook, and I'm just walking. And I hear him say, the one that got shot in the head, said, not her. Nope. Well, what happened was the people they were hanging with, they used to come and rob people, take their pocketbook, what have you. And I hear him say, that's one white girl you don't mess with. You know, he always protected me and my children and all of that and all of the kids. If the ice cream truck came, he would give all the kids money for the ice cream truck. Now, I'm not excusing his behavior and the stuff that he done. No. But what I'm saying is, if he had the right male role model, he might have had a different lifestyle. Because I think that's all that these two boys needed, was something positive, instead of teaching them, well, sell drugs and get this and it's fast money. And then you hang around the wrong type of people, you do bad things, and, you know, things happen. But I can guarantee you, if he had, somebody said, come on, let's go cut grass and make money. Let's do this. I guarantee you those boys' lifestyles would have been different. And so many of us judge. I've judged people before. I'm not perfect. Oh my God, look at, but you never know. Like I used to, if I seen somebody with a dirty house, I was quick to judge back in the day. But when I start suffering from depression and understand, now when somebody doesn't clean their house, the first thing I say is, what are they going through? What are they dealing with? There's a reason why. Now, some people are just plain lazy. But there's always a reason why, right? For instance, me. Some people that don't know me can come to my channel and say, Oh my God, why does she talk about what she talks about? What? Oh, she's hood. But you don't know my lifestyle. You don't know how I was raised, how I was brought up. You don't know if I had any childhood trauma, or just in general, I'm just talking. You don't know anything about me. You can't judge me by just coming to my channel and listening to a few videos that I'm doing present. You don't know why I'm the way I am. Why I don't call cops. I don't call cops because that's how I was raised. My mom and dad were both born and raised in West Atlantic City. It's just how I was raised, where I was raised. You learn, you don't call the cops. You learn. You deal with it yourself. If somebody right now that I know didn't like me, came up and punched me in my face or whatever, I'm not going to call the cops. On site when I see you next. That's how it's going to be. Not that that happens now. I don't do that type of stuff. My God, I'm almost 50 years old. But you know what I mean. When I was younger. That's just how it is. If a man was to put their hands on me, I'm not going to call the cops. I might be in jail. But you understand what I'm saying? Or I'm going to call and get you beat the fuck up. I mean, you know, there's other ways to go about it. Now, you mess with my kids, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we just can't judge because we just don't know, especially if you haven't lived that lifestyle. I remember one time when Isaiah always played baseball and traveling baseball and stuff. And I remember one of the parents had picked me up. We used to take turns because sometimes you have to drive like 2 hours and sometimes we have to drive to North Jersey or whatever. So they picked me up, and I remember he used to always cross the street so they didn't have to come like in the projects, just because it's a hassle like getting out, like, you know what I mean, but it doesn't matter. And I remember we were going uptown or downtown, however you say it, and there's a group of black people standing on the corner. And I remember she locks her door, and I looked at her. And I say, why are you locking your door? Well, you know, there's people, you know, she played it off. And I said, let me ask you a question. What if that was a bunch of white men? Would you still lock your door? Because the stereotype. I said, let me ask you a question. Name 5 serial killers off the top of your mind. Guess what she named? All white people. All white men. Not one black person, not one black man. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like, how about you could have two, you can have a group of black men, a group of white men. They could be the serial killers. The black men could just be singing in church, whatever. Like, you can't judge people by their looks or where they're at or anything. And that always made me remember from my whole, how she locked that door. You know? I mean, that's a whole nother story we can get involved. But I'm just saying, like, people used to judge me because, you know, me having 3 kids or living in the projects. It's like, but you don't know my story. I raised all my kids by myself. And I'm proud of that. And no matter what anybody says about me, I am a good mother. How? Because you can see how my kids are now. You know? My oldest is 28, has no kids yet. Lexi is 23, has no kids yet. Isaiah is 19, has no kids, of course, you know. But, like, they're such good kids. They even tell me I don't want any kids till I'm 30. Like, they want to get their career. You know, 2 of my kids are in college. Lexi works doubles. They're working. Tyler makes great money, you know? It's like, no matter what anybody says about me, you can't take that from me, right? But it's just crazy, though, that I'm judged because I have 3 kids and by 3 different men, or raised my kids in the project. And it's like, I started almost 30 years ago. Now, just because I have 3 kids by 3 different men, I haven't slept around like that. It just, you know, especially the last one was the oopsie, and I can admit to that. So what? I mean, it's so stupid. And I just think we just need to stop judging. Stop judging why I carry a knife. Why are you judging? Why wouldn't I? It's so stupid. And I you know, and I don't know. But it was just so strange to me how lighting that candle, it's like, I got to start walking. I'm going to head in soon because I am freezing. But I just thought, you know what, maybe that was God telling me I need to talk about this, because there might be somebody that's going through it right now. And let me tell you something, if you pick up or anything, do any type of drugs and you're trying to get clean, or you backslide, As long as you have breath in your body, you can change. If you are drinking right now and you're an alcoholic, okay, fine. There's always tomorrow. Because a lot of us that are alcoholics or have addiction issues, you know, we start messing up and then we feel guilty and then we keep doing it because of the guilt or the money that we spent. You know, but you can always change. You can change who you are. You know, until you are in that grave and you have no breath left to breathe, you can change. And don't let anybody make you feel any different. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about your past or how you are. You know, as long as you can look in the mirror and you are happy with yourself, that's all that matters. For instance, I'll do one more lap. I am very proud of myself. I am so blessed that I am one of the ones that made it out. The lifestyle I led, I made it out. I broke the cycle where my kids aren't living in the projects like I was, or doing drugs, or getting high, right? And that's a blessing. Just remember that. Don't allow anybody to rain on your parade, rain on your sunshine, you know? And even like I talk, you know, listen, I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. Just because I'm telling you that, and if people want to say I'm preaching or what have you, that's okay. Because I'm not perfect. Look at the other day when I went off on a particular person or couple people. I say in all of my videos at the end, don't let anybody take you out of character. What did I do? What did I do? I had to come back and make an apology video to you guys. That was hypocritical. Right? But that's okay. I'm not perfect. You know? It's something that I have to think about. Like, don't worry what people say. What anybody says about me doesn't make me shit. Right? So whatever anybody says about you doesn't make you shit. It's kind of like what other people eat don't make you shit. That's the truth. What other people eat don't make me shit. So why do we care? Don't care. Don't worry about it. Right? Because when you start judging people, I have judged people, you guys knew that. I have to answer to God for that. They have to answer to God for that. You know, some people, they don't like the fact, like when I talk about my husband or my personal life or what have you. And that's okay. Now, I am not everybody's cup of tea. There are people that, you know, don't like that. They just want to see vlogs and happy and when people have the perfect life, and that's okay. I'm just not the right person to watch because I'm not perfect and I share my life. This is a lifestyle vlog, you know? And I've always said, even in my marriage, I wasn't perfect, right? Especially when I was grieving. No, gosh, no. That's why we had to do marriage counseling before we separated before. But this time around, I try, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to continue my life lessons, continue about like now, like when I talked about my drug addiction, and like today when I lit that candle, what happened, right? I'm not going to stop. What? Because there are people out here that don't like that I talk about that? No, because if I can just help one person, then I did my goal, that I did my job. That's all I want to do. If I can just help one person, you know what I mean? How you doing? How you doing? Getting cold out here, huh?
Yeah, you like that selfie stick?
Yeah, I do.
Mine always drops my phone. I don't know.
Really? This is a good one because it's a tripod too.
Yeah, that's heavy duty.
Yeah, and good if you have to hit somebody too. But no, it's good. So you have that too. So it's a pretty good. It's only like, I only paid like $29 or something at Amazon. Yeah. You too. You as well. See? That's why you shouldn't judge. See that? Now, some people might see that and be all scared, like, oh my God. No, just say hi to people. You can't judge people. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, oh yeah. So if I can, that is my job. If I can help one person by sharing my life lessons, I'm going to do that. You know? And I'm not going to stop. Just I just may not be for you, right? So I tell you all the time, the stuff when you write in your comments, do you know how many times you guys have helped me or made me think? Remember Arsenio Hall, like things that make you go, remember his show when he used to do that? But sometimes I'm like, yeah, you're right. Just like I had to delete 2 of my videos that I did before, walk and talks, because somebody made the comment like, but if you apologize and already said okay, like, and explained, now you had new information. What if somebody was to look at that video and not see the other one? I thought, well, that is true. You're right. Let me go ahead and delete those because you're right, right? So that's how that is. All right, let me go ahead and, what? Let me go ahead and get in my car and we'll say our goodbyes because let me tell you something, I am freezing, but I feel better. I don't have that vision in my head anymore, so that's good. All right. Oh, there's finally somebody over there on the swings because I never, it's Christmas vacation, but I never see anybody like at the park and it upsets me. Listen to the geese. Do you remember that one time when I first started doing walk and talks? I was like, oh, I didn't know they fly. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I had this angled a little bit different because I have you right here, but would you look at this, like on my mascara, because when your eyes water, mascara leaks. Oh, I don't have my other thing I was going to see. Well, I guess I could turn in here and I could tell you how cold it actually is. I am freezing. Today is Saturday, December 30th, but I'm doing a live stream tonight, so you guys already would have seen the live stream. It's reading 42 out, but I don't know what the windshield factor is, so it's probably like in the 30s. So this will go up the next day, but yeah. I tell you all the time, thank you guys so much for just letting me come on here and like talking, because I had to get that thought out of my mind. And when I get like that or have my anxiety, like I'm wearing my anxiety beads, I don't know if it works or not, but it's like I'm the type, I got to keep doing something. That's why a lot of times you see me doing yard work or raking the leaves or something like that. I just have to keep my mind busy. And then you see, now I'm fine. I'm able to now go home. I don't have to cook dinner tonight, which is good because I made a whole bunch of spaghetti last night. So they'll have that. And I'm going live tonight at 9. I need to get my butt home, though, and edit my ColourPop mystery box and get that up tonight. And then, yeah, there's like 3 videos already done for that. I have to edit them, so I have videos for that channel, and that's everything. All right, guys, let me get off of here. Please like this video. It really does help me out. Like the video if you understand, if you've been there, understand what that's like. If you once, a recovering addict like I am, do you still get those thoughts? Even if it's been 10, 20 years, 5 years, let me know that I'm not the only one, please. And then if you do get those thoughts, what do you do about it? Let me know. All right, make sure you leave a comment. Commenting really does help out with engagement, even if it's just an emoji. It would mean the absolute world to me. Stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay healthy, and most importantly, never let somebody take you out of character. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, bye, guys.